Namaste, खुश रहो बेटिया. I is Abhiyan Varsha Singh from Jyoti Vidyapith Women's University. Our today's topic of the session is JavaScript in array. So, in many cases, variables will completely satisfy our data storage need in JavaScript. However, in a large number of cases, we may wish to group variable into a collection of related items. That's why we need for arrays in JavaScript. So, in JavaScript, to achieve this, we would store each task in a separate variable and then group those variables together into an array. Okay, so as you know, an array is a special type of JavaScript object that can store multiple data values, unlike a variable which can only store one data value at a time. It could be helpful to think of an array as a row of mailboxes in Office, just as you might think of a variable as a single solitary mailbox. The boxes in an array are numbered upward, starting at box number 0. Note that counting begins at 0 here. Just as we discussed in the previous chapter, the number assigned to each box is known as its index. Okay, so how to use in array in JavaScript? Let us see. There are number of ways to create arrays in JavaScript. The simple is like we can write add days is equal to new array with the open and close bracket, and after that you have to give semicolon. This statement creates a new empty array called array days. We can call array just like we can variables, but with a few minor adjustment. If you already know how many elements a given array will have, you can declare this explicitly. Array days is equal to new array, then you can give the value 7. This modification creates an array with 7 empty boxes. However, arrays will expand and contract to the required size in JavaScript. So the cases where you will need to state the size of the array are rare. So more useful, however, is the ability to fill the boxes of an array when you create it. For example, array days is equal to new array, and you can write the name of the week what you want to write. So here I have written Monday, Tuesday. So we now have an array with two elements. The first element 0 has a value of Monday, while the second element 1 has a value of Tuesday. We need not restrict ourselves to string values in array. Boolean, numerical and string values are allowed as in array. It is even possible to assign other arrays to array element. More on this later. We will see. The most often used way of creating an array is to use a square bracket notation, as we did in C++, Java and C language. So a square bracket plays a large role in the use of array. So this is often the easiest method to remember. So you can also write array days is, but you have option to write those type of syntax without a square bracket. This is identical to the previous example. To access an array's element, we first call the array's name and then specify the number of elements in a square bracket like so. So you have to write alert array days and 0. If you have called 0, then the value is Monday, which is placed at 0 index, assuming the array is defined as in the previous example. Not only can we access the value of an array element using this notation, but we can also assign the values as well. Add days 2 is Tuesday and array days 3 is Wednesday. So if you wish to add an element to an array without knowing the index of the last element, you can use the following code. Array days is equal to some other days. As we will see, arrays are actually just a special JavaScript object and have properties and methods associated with them. The most important property is that every array has its length property. How many days? Array days length. As well as properties array have very useful method. If we wish to sort your arrays alphanumerically, we could use the array sort method. Thus, array days dot sort. That means if you have written array days dot sort, that means it start with the 0 and then end with the last digit of week. So if you want to save the file, how to save this? With the extension of JSP. Clear all JavaScript code from your script tag. Write a few JavaScript statements that will present the months and the year of the page in alphabetical order. Okay, this is your assignment work for this session, and the next we will see how associative and object arrays work in JavaScript. So here are some key points. We have already seen that we can access array elements by their index. So array days is equal to Monday, Tuesday, print Monday to the page document dot write array days. Whatever you want to write the index value. So here is the value of Monday's index is 0. So however it might be more useful to be able to name our array element. By default an array will be created as a numeric array. We can also create an associative arrays like this. So array days is equal to new array. Array days Monday is go to the dentist, and however you want to give the name of the week and then what you want to write the message, you can free to write. So this these are some few features of arrays object in JavaScript. Okay, now we will see how to write two-dimensional array in JavaScript. So first we have to write array 1 in one square bracket, and the another array is another square bracket, and then if you want to concatenate, you can write like this. Give the array name and then it include in a square bracket both the name of array, and then you can print uh, and display whatever you want to display. So these are some example of two-dimensional array like this. Now we will see string manipulation in array. How to manipulate string in JavaScript. So if you have the value where one Karen air on of sky and where 2 is equal to where 1 index of Karen Karen, in this case the value of where 2 will be 0, remembering that JavaScript begins counting at 0 only. If you were to search for a surname here Karen Aaron of sky and where 2 is equal to where 1 dot index of Aaron of a sky, where 2 will have a value of 6. Finally, if the search were failed, so say we search for the name Anisa as a substring of the value where 2 would even be 1. Some are methods and their behavior of in JavaScript, like String dot index of str means return the numerical position of the first character of the substring in the string, and string char at x, that means return the character at position x in the string, the opposite of index of. And string dot to lower case returns a copy of the string with all capital letters replaced by their lowercase counterpart. String dot to uppercase returns a copy of the string with all lowercase letter replaced by their capital counterpart. String dot match returns true or false based on the regular expression search of the string. The final method here deserves some comment. What is a regular expression? A regular expression is a standard way of writing down a pattern of character that is easily recognizable. For example, consider a typical email address. Okay, so this is the end of the session, and I hope you like my session. If any query regarding this session, please comment below. This digital session is provided by version 2.0 Jyoti Vidyapith Women's University. Thank you, class.